Hello everyone, and today I'm back with another interview. Today we are going to discuss about Java and object-oriented programming using Java, especially for technical interviews. So this is not for any specific company. Whatever company it is, this will be relevant. So let's start with the first question. That is going to be, what is JDK and what is the difference between JDK, JRE and JVM? JDK is Java Development Kit, and actually the thing is JDK contains Java runtime environment, JRE and development tools like compiler and all. So those are present in JDK, and inside JDK we have JRE. So JRE contains Java virtual machine which executes bytecode. Java virtual machine is responsible for executing the bytecode, and JRE also contains libraries like java.util. We use util, right? So those are present in JRE, and inside JRE we have JVM. That is basically what executes our Java code. And one more thing to remember is Java virtual machine is platform dependent, but JRE and JDK are platform independent. So coming to the next question, which is going to be object-oriented programming. So these are some of the common terms that we use: class and object. One thing I want to say is, when referring to a class, don't say class is a blueprint of an object, and don't say an object is an instance of class. Those are very basic questions and will not impress your interviewer. Just say class is a collection of data members and member functions, and object is a real-life entities encapsulated as a unit of class. Like this is an example you can use. Always remember, in interviews it is necessary to give examples. You need to give examples, okay? So next question is, what are 4 pillars of OOPS? Inheritance, that is one class inherits properties and methods of its parent class. Polymorphism, one object can have many forms depending on the class reference. And encapsulation, that is bundling of data members and member functions. And next is abstraction, like hiding the internal implementation. We'll come back to that. So let's see constructors. Constructors are special methods, and they have the same name as class name, and they have no return type, and constructors are automatically called when we create an object of a class. So basically every class has a constructor. Even if you don't define one, there will always be a default constructor, and compiler will call the constructor first. Like whenever you create an object, the constructor is initialized. So next one is static keyword. This is very important topic. So a static keyword, what it does is, it will make the method a variable. It will make it a part of the class rather than object. So like for example, we have a code block here. It says there is a static keyword in front of the number of fields. So this variable number of fields is now static. So here I did not have to create an object for the car class. I directly use the car name car.number of fields to access the variable. That means the variable number of fields belongs to every car, not just one single object, but to every car. And let's see what the instance versus static versus final. Instance variables belongs to the object itself. Static variable are shared by all objects, like there's a common for every object of a class. And final keyword is used to denote an object or method that cannot be modified, cannot be changed later, cannot be overridden. So let's go deep into inheritance. Okay, so inheritance is when the child class inherits all the properties of parent class. Like you can see in this example, class animal, legs and eyes, and a class dog is extending the animal, like it's inheriting the properties of animal, because all dogs are animals, right? And we have again overridden the variable legs. So now the legs equals 4, and when I create an object of the dog, I'm able to access d.legs, that are number of legs of the dog, and d.eyes. If you observe, I did not create a variable called eyes in the dog class. It is inherited from the animal class. That's the actual inheritance. And this is important. Whenever a class is inheriting a class, we use extend keyword. Class to interface implements keyword. Again, interface to interface is extends keyword. Next, super keyword. This keyword is used to access the parent class method or variable using super keyword. You can use super.method name or super.variable name to access the parent class method. And one more thing I want to say is, if you are overriding a constructor, like if there's a constructor in the parent class and a constructor in child class, so when you when you create an object for the child class, what the compiler will do is it will invoke the parent class constructor first, and after that the child class constructor will be called. That is one thing you need to remember. It's not written over here. So let's see types of inheritance. A single level inheritance, that is direct parent to child, multi-level, parent, child, grandchild, and hierarchical, like siblings, parent, child 1, child 2. In Java, the multiple inheritance is not supported because of diamond problem. Like let's say a class is inheriting from two different classes, but there is same method in two classes. So the class will be confused to which method it should invoke, which method it should inherit. Let's go into deep dive into abstraction. Abstraction means hiding implementation details and showing only the essential functionality. We want to hide all the internal logic, business logic from the external people and only show them the method name, like whatever we need to show to them. For example, we use a car every day, but do we know how the engine works, like what's inside the engine? We don't know. We just use the car. That's it. That is simply abstraction. So abstract classes are declared using abstract keyword, and the thing about abstract classes is they can have concrete like normal instance methods, and they can have abstract methods. Okay, and here you can see an example: abstract class animal, abstract void sound. So you don't write anything inside this sound method, you only declare it. And interface is very important topic. So interface is a type of class that only contains abstract methods. Okay, so it will only have abstract methods, like all methods are abstract by default until Java 8. From Java 8 you can use static and final variables to declare the class. So one important question is the interviewer will ask the difference between abstract class and interface. So abstract class can have constructors, but interface cannot have constructors. Abstract class can have instance variable. Interface will have only public, static, final variables. Abstract class supports single inheritance, but interface can support multiple inheritance. There is no diamond problem with interface. Okay, let's go to polymorphism. Polymorphism means one name, many forms. That means each method will behave differently based on how it is called. Like there are two types of polymorphism: compile time, that is method overloading, and runtime, method overriding. So in method overloading, the method name will be same, but it might have different amount of parameters and different type of parameters. Like it can have 2 parameters, 3 parameters, like int or float. Like type of parameter can also change. So it is decided at compile time. In runtime polymorphism, that is method overriding, so the child class which has inherited the parent class method will create its own method with same name. Like this show method in parent, this show method in class. So it inherits the parent class method, but it is overridden, and it is decided at runtime when you create an object. Child class method is called at the when you run this program. This is an important point. Only instance methods can be overridden. Static, final, and private methods cannot be overridden. Next is, let's deep dive into encapsulation. So encapsulation means wrapping of our data variables and methods into a single class, and we restrict the direct access to the data. Like if you have any variable, we'll make it private, like private int age, and to access or update this variable, we'll use getters and setters, like get age and set age, two public methods. So the user cannot directly access the age, he can only access it using the methods we provided. That's the final outcome of this. And this is an important table. So the difference between default, public, protected, and private. So with default, you can access the variable in the same class, a class in same package, a subclass in same package only, and you cannot access it outside the package anywhere. Public you can access anywhere. Protected you can access anywhere except non-subclass outside the same package. And Private you can only access in the same class. It is the most restricted form. So that's it. If you like this, please consider subscribing as it motivates me to create more. In the coming days, I'll make more videos on specifically related to interview topics like operating systems and SQL, DBMS, computer networks and all. So definitely subscribe my channel, like this video and comment if you